This is LXBN TV, and I'm Colin O'Keefe. Facebook's IPO and considerable slides since then have taken some of the luster off Instagram's $1 billion sale to the social networking giant. To explain how things have changed and what that meant for the deal's fairness review from the California Department of Corporations, we bring in Gustav Schmidt of Florida law firm Gunster and their blog, The Securities Edge. Gustav, first, how much has the Facebook IPO changed the sale of Instagram?
Well, Colin, as you may or may not know, the original deal was supposed to be paid 30% in cash and 70% in Facebook common stock. Now, the actual 70% of stock was set at 23 million shares, rather than fixing a actual price for the sale, in which they would determine the number of shares after the fact. So, because they structured the deal in that way, the reduction in price from the $38 IPO share price to what it is now, which is about $19 and change, resulted in about a 25% reduction thus far, just in the overall purchase price, which was originally valued at $1 billion, and now it's about $730 million.
Wow. And the deal recently faced a fairness hearing from the California Department of Corporation. What does that entail, and how did it go in this particular instance?
Well, Colin, the fairness review process is actually part of a larger process, I guess, per se, in that every single sale or offer of securities has to be registered both at the federal and state levels. Now, one of the exemptions from that registration requirement, which is sometimes referred to as the 3A10 exemption under the federal securities laws, allows a court or a designated governmental agency to review the terms of the transaction and basically make a determination as to whether or not it's a fair deal for the shareholders who are receiving these, in this case, the Facebook shares from Facebook in connection with the acquisition. So essentially what it is a review in front of a panel of personnel from the division, in this case the California Division of Corporations, and they heard evidence and essentially made a determination as to whether or not the deal was fair from a financial perspective for the Instagram shareholders, in which case they ultimately did find it was fair, which is not surprising considering that Instagram didn't have any positive revenues, so almost anything would have likely been found fair in this case. But they did approve it on April 29th, so we should be seeing the Instagram shareholders proceeding to a vote as to whether or not they are actually going to approve the deal. And at this point, we don't have any reason to believe that the the Instagram shareholders would not approve the deal at this point going forward.
Interesting, yeah. Though it's taken a huge hit since the IPO, $770 million is obviously a lot better than the $0 in revenue that Instagram was currently pulling in. So that's interesting to see. Again, that was Gustav Schmidt of Gunster and their blog, The Securities Edge. For more of his insight, be sure to visit thesecuritiesedge.com, and for more commentary from the Lex Blog Network's thousands of authors, be sure to visit us at lxbn.lexblog.com. Thanks, Gustav.
Thanks, Colin.